Bienvenido, benvingut, and welcome once again to the elcentrocampista.com paper review. In the second edition of the review, I'll be looking over the heavy hitters in the Spanish media as usual, as well as trawling through some of the lesser known dailies for stories on the mostly ignored little teams in La Liga. With the international break now over, it's been a week of mainly mixed fortunes for the teams in Spain, and, unfortunately, results have followed that oh so familiar pattern of big 2 equals success, and others equals abject failure. First off is Catalan Daily Sport. As usual, Barca are the centre of attention, and on Thursday the big story was the inauguration of the new Masia. Having decided that something clearly needed to be changed in a formula that produced the likes of Guardiola, Xavi, Messi and Fabregas, the Barca board has moved the Barca youngsters out of the humble farmhouse overlooking the Camp Nou and into a brand spanking new complex further out of the city that looks a bit, well, cold. As for the old building, word has it that Rosé and Co are turning it into a cushy little office space for whatever it is that they do on a daily basis. Convenient. For once, Sport actually cast a glance at a team other than Barca this week, and took some time to spare a thought for poor Villarreal. The headline read, Castigo injusto de Agüero al Villarreal, or Agüero punishes Villarreal unjustly. It's not easy being a fan of the Submarino these days, despite going 1-up against City in Manchester and then, more or less, controlling the game in the second half at 1 each. Kun Agüero came off the bench to hand City a late winner. Even the slender hope that fans could cry robbery was, well, robbed, as it turns out the goal wasn't offside at all as many suspected, myself included. We have to worry a little bit for Villarreal's future, and whilst I still think they have too much quality to live to their nickname and go down a division, I doubt they'll be anywhere near the top 4 in La Liga, or indeed the knockout stages of the Champions League in this form. Blame Santi Cazorla if you like for leaving, or, probably more accurately, blame Borja Valero for getting sent off in qualifying. I mean, I really feel they missed him against Bayern at home, and that started a worrying cycle of loss that looks likely to continue. On to Madrid, and Marca continue their trend of quality sports journalism with hypothesising about creating some kind of genetic hybrid between Higuain and Benzema. The headline reads, Benzema plus Higuain equals delantero 10. The 10 here meaning a perfect 10, of course. This is in reference to both the great form of the two players lately and the words of Jose Mourinho a year ago, that the perfect striker would be halfway between Karim Benzema and Gonzalo Higuain. Quite. In the other big Madrid daily, AS, ex-Real Madrid star Guti graces the front page with the words No me gusta algunas cosas de Mourinho, or I don't like some things about Mourinho. What a surprise. These were far from the harshest words that the ex-Madrid man had for the Portuguese though. No, the words that will keep Mourinho awake at night are likely to be Guti's cry that if Barca win, it's because they deserve it, not because of referees. Oops. Jose won't be pleased. As the coolies say, ¿por qué? Next, I thought it was worth nodding ahead to humble old Levante, who are old, ageing old, makeshift, patchwork and old. That's the cliches out the way. As I'm sure you all know, they're sitting joint first with Barca right now. Unsurprisingly, the local press is buzzing, but I thought it was worth pointing out that some of the other small papers based in equally ignored parts of Spain have also been thrilled with the Valencian team's rise as well. In particular, I'm talking about LNEA, an Asturias-based paper who ran with the headline Más portadas que con Cruyff. Basically, they're highlighting that, by some miracle, this team of, let's face it, old journeymen are performing better than they did with the Barca and Holland legend in their side. That's Johan Cruyff to you and me. Enjoy it while it lasts. I hate to be pessimistic, but the bubble will burst eventually, and for some strange reason, I don't think it will be Barca or Madrid who do so. Instead, I think it's likely to be a team of a similarly small stature. Hopefully I'm wrong. Finally, as promised, each week I'll take a look at either teams or stories you think are being ignored. Last week's request was for us to look at some Basque papers. Thanks for leaving the hard job to last, guys, huh? Fortunately, I found a nice loophole around the fact that, well, I can't speak Basque, and that El Diario Vasco is published in Spanish. I'll leave the politics of that one alone, and instead look at a rather nice headline that reads Solo el Barça comete menos faltas que el Real, or Only Barça have committed less fouls than Real. The Real here is Real Sociedad. Diario Vasco then goes on to name and shame Real Zaragoza as the worst offenders, with an average of 17 fouls per game. Not exactly a good habit to get into. I mean, think of the suspensions later in the season. It's not a good idea, guys. I like Real Sociedad, but maybe it's worth reading between the lines here and noting that with 4 losses in 7 games, and with absolutely no chance of winning anything this season, stats like this are a little consolation for fans of the Basque outfit. But then, they do have their dignity, unlike Zaragoza. You know who you are. And that's all for this week. As you can tell, your incredible donations have improved our set with this wonderful leather sofa. I'll be back next week as usual, and remember to reply in the comments section below with your suggestions for teams, stories, or indeed papers you think I've ignored. Remember to follow me on Twitter at LeeRoden89 and check elcentrocampista.com for more quality La Liga journalism. For now, adeo.